In this video, we're reviewing the Baby Jogger GT3, a stroller with an adjustable handlebar, a large canopy, a show-stopping one-handed fold that can hold up to 65 pounds in the seat. Is this the right option for your family? If you're new here, I'm Emily. I'm the stroller mom. I'm a mom of 3 kids, a car seat passenger safety tech, and I provide honest reviews of strollers and baby gear from a mom's perspective as a mom who actually uses the products. If you're not already, please be sure to subscribe to this video, like it, and shop through the links below. I cannot tell you how much it helps me being able to make more videos just like this one. Some things that are updated are the materials. The Canopy now has a bunch of really cool peekaboo windows. They have magnetic buckles, though we're going to talk about why that may not necessarily be a good thing. And then you also have a more upright seat. So we're going to break it down top to bottom like we do in all my reviews and hopefully help you decide if this is the right option for your family. So let's start with price. The Baby Jogger GT3 retails for $4.99, and what you get for that is the stroller, as you see here, and Graco and Baby Jogger car seat adapters. So they are included in the stroller. I did purchase the bumper bar separately, and then I actually have Nuna car seat adapters, so I will show you that once we get to that part of the video. And I will say, if you're not already following me on Instagram, be sure to go do that because I do share sales of strollers, baby products, and things like that. And the Baby Jogger does regularly go on sale. So be sure to check that out. I'll put a link down in the description below. Something that's been updated on the GT3 is you now have an adjustable handlebar that's telescopic. Why I love a telescopic handlebar is because it, one, makes the stroller easier to stand when folded, and two, if you use a rider board, it is so much better of a push for the parents because you have some like distance. Your child can go here and you can attach the rider board, and Baby Jogger does sell a rider board. So if you are looking for a stroller that you can use with your baby and then have a rider board option, this is a really good one, and not many give that like option where it doesn't necessarily affect the parent's push, because that is, as someone who's done it a lot, a big downside. Moving on to the Canopy, they have upgraded the materials to some really pretty colors. You have this light tan color, there's like a darker, more like mocha chocolate, and then a turquoise color. And I just love the materials. It feels more elevated at a stroller that's not necessarily competing with some of these other strollers like the $700 price tag. I know it's still an investment, but I think that it has a really nice look there. I also like that there's very good coverage for your older kiddos. That's gonna be one of the big benefits you'll see as far as like the seat design and things like that. You have a magnetic peekaboo window that stays open with magnets and closed with magnets, and then I love that they have these triangle sections on the side that also stay open for more airflow. I feel like there's some really good airflow options if you live in a hot climate like me in this stroller. Now the seat is really nice and upright, and the seat itself measures 20 inches. I've gotten that question a lot on Instagram, and you have some really impressive adjustments here for your baby with no rethread harnessing. It's nice and padded, and I really like the materials. And then they've also upgraded the mechanism for which you recline. You just pull it, and then when you're ready to push it up, they'll just push it up. You do have to kind of pull the fabrics back, and I'll just push it up as far as it goes, and then it leans back. People do ask me all the time if this is normal. Like, some strollers do that. Some do it. It's completely normal. As long as it locks when it's in this position, you're good. It does not have a newborn recline. So this is the full recline here. I did reach out to them on Instagram at like what age they recommend using this seat, because they do have an adjustable calf support here. And they said you could use it from birth if you purchase an insert, like from Amazon. So you can do that. I did test it with my Mockingbird insert, and I'll show you here. It has like one of those wedge pillows. The goal is you want to try and put your baby in like the flattest position possible. I have a whole video talking about newborns and strollers, so check that out on my channel. I think it works. It's probably pretty close to being the same as putting them in a car seat. I really wish they had a bassinet or like a true newborn recline, but you do have options there. And then they do have mesh behind the seat here. My one complaint is, and this is like a very nitpicky thing, but I wish they would have made this magnet instead of being Velcro. So you can hear, like, if your child is napping and you're like, oh, I really want to put up the panel, you have to wake them up with the Velcro. So I don't know. You can roll it up here and you have really good mesh coverage. So just, that's really nice. And then you can just push it up here, and it's super easy to do. Now let's talk about these buckles, because they made magnet, and I'm gonna tell you, more companies get the magnets wrong on the buckles than they get them right. And that is sadly true in this situation. I wish they would have just kept the old ones. While it's super easy to undo and do, like, seems pretty straightforward, this part does not stay together. So you have a wiggly toddler and you're trying to like get it to stay. And then on top of that, I really like these like padded things, like the fabric they have here that they match the canopy. Well, because these are always falling off, then this piece falls off as well. So it is just kind of annoying. Like I'm tempted to tape it, but I don't know. I just wish that they would have had it so it stayed in place, and then you had to like do a button or something to undo it if you needed that 3-point harness. Now I will say this stroller seat can hold up to 65 pounds, and it does have a really nice deep seat. In general, this has been an option a lot of families will go for who want something for their older kiddos or even going to Disney, things like that. I will say they do not necessarily have the largest lower footrest. So I have a 5.5-year-old who's very tall, 99th percentile, and then I also have a 3.5-year-old who is also very tall, and both of them kind of just have like their legs hanging down. So that's just something to note. My baby, I mean, she's still able to use it, but it isn't really much of like a lower footrest. It doesn't bother some kids, but that is definitely something to keep in mind. Now, I'm gonna show you really quickly how you can use this with an infant car seat, and we're gonna use the brand new Graco Go Max, which is their baseless car seat. I have a little video of this on YouTube, so check that out. But you can take this bumper bar off, and I do love that it like swivels and you can easily open and let your child out. I will say, as of now, Baby Jogger does not have a snack tray. I have a universal one that I will attach, but you have to buy the bumper bar to use it. But that is definitely a downside. I think one's coming. They kind of hinted at it at an expo I was at, but I have no information on when it will come. So the car seat adapters it comes with work with Graco and Baby Jogger car seats because they're actually owned by the same brand. So you just pop them in here. Very easy. And the stroller does fold with the car seat adapters attached. That is always a really big selling point. So I think that that's nice, especially if you live like a car to city lifestyle. Very handy. So you'll want to recline the seat a little bit and then get your car seat. Now here I have the baseless Graco Go Max. It has these really cool latches that connect to your car, and then you can get it with a base as well, which is super nice. It pops on so easily to this stroller. So now you have a travel system with the Graco Go Max. The Graco Go Max actually only comes with like a base frame. It doesn't have a stroller. And I will say, if this is the car seat you've been wanting, this is a great combination pairing it with the Baby Jogger GT3. So they've updated the brake to be a very easy pop up and down flip-flop friendly brake. They used to have one that was like back here behind the bar, and I will say I kind of like this new one better. They have a really nice basket. That was one of the biggest downsides on the GT2 was, one, it didn't have an upright enough seat, which this one does have a more upright seat, and two, the basket had a giant bar going around across it. So maybe that added a little bit more stability in the push, but slightly. There honestly doesn't seem to be that big of a difference between the GT2 and the GT3, but you have a nice spring-loaded basket that holds up to 10 pounds. I've maybe put more in it, maybe not. Easily can fit any diaper bag, and then you also have a pocket back here for your phone, and you can also easily add like a parent organizer. I have some on Amazon, so I'll link those. But I have been really happy with the upgrades to the basket because that was one of the biggest downsides on the GT2. But perhaps one of the biggest selling features on this stroller is its really easy one-handed compact fold. So you will want to have your handlebar on the highest setting in order for it to stand when folded. I will say the GT2 was so hard to get it to stand next to you when folded. This one is so much easier. So you're just going to pull this little handle in the seat, and then it locks into place. Now, if you look on the internet, it will say that the stroller weighs 27 pounds, and I honestly thought that was the case until one of my followers sent me a DM and said, hey, if you weigh it with like a luggage scale, it actually is less. I bought one, and it weighs just under 22 pounds, which I think is a really big selling point because I think 27 pounds is a lot for a single stroller. So that is super nice, and then you can see it has a really compact fold. So if you take the bumper bar off, if you have a really narrow like trunk of your car, you will definitely be able to fit this stroller into your backseat. And then to unfold this stroller, it's very easy. There is a latch on this side, and then it just kind of pops open. Now let's talk about the push of this stroller. First is that, unlike popular belief, this is not a jogging stroller. That is just the name of the company. So that is something to keep in mind. It does have some all-terrain capabilities, but it is not a jogger. You can lock the front wheels, but that is just for when you're on like really bumpy terrain to help with the push. So if you're looking for a jogging stroller, I do have a best jogging stroller blog post. Check that out, and it kind of goes through all of those. Now, this stroller does have some all-terrain capabilities. I think it has carried, and I even personally believe this until recently, some of its reputation from the first version, which did have good all-terrain capabilities for being such a compact and more lightweight stroller. That has not necessarily stayed true with the GT2 and the GT3 just because of how they redid the wheels. It still has a decent push, and with my baby who's under 30 pounds, I found it pushed very nicely. I mean, the 3 wheels just gives you a more compact like maneuverability. But once I put my 3.5 and my 4-year-old in here, it was not as smooth to push. You definitely felt the weight of this stroller, and I was a little bit disappointed because of how impressed I had been with the double stroller and its push on all terrain. I've taken it on grass, I've taken it on gravel, it does fine. But then I took out some of my jogging strollers and they did a lot better. So that's something to keep in mind. So who's this stroller best for? This stroller is a great option for families who want a stroller that can hold up to 65 pounds. It has a nice canopy, a really good basket, an upright seat, and an easy recline mechanism. I also like that you can add a rider board with the expandable handlebar. I think that's a really nice feature. If you are someone who is wanting the Graco Go Max, this could be a really great travel system to pair with that car seat. I love the one-handed fold. If you're looking for a stroller that has some all-terrain capabilities but can still fit pretty compactly in your trunk, this could be a really good option for you. Do I wish the push was better? Yes. Am I glad it's not 27 pounds and more like 22 pounds? Yes. Do I love the mesh? Yes. I think there are a lot of good things, some things I wish they'd change, but let me know what you think down below. Don't forget to shop through the links below, and thank you so much for watching.